Have you ever heard of a giant dog with 3 heads? A beast so terrifying that it guarded the gates of the underworld, making sure no soul ever escaped? This is Cerberus, one of the most fearsome creatures in all of Greek mythology. But Cerberus was more than just a monster. He had a purpose, a place in the divine order, and a role that made him unforgettable in ancient stories. Cerberus was the loyal watchdog of Hades, the god of the underworld. He wasn't just any dog. He had 3 heads, a serpent for a tail, and sometimes even snakes growing from his back. Each head could see in a different direction, always alert. His job? To guard the entrance to the underworld, and make sure that the dead stayed in and the living stayed out. No one could pass without Hades' permission, not even the bravest heroes. But where did Cerberus come from? He was born from a pair of monsters, Typhon and Echidna. Typhon was a massive fire-breathing beast, and Echidna was part woman, part snake. They were known as the parents of many famous monsters, including the Hydra, the Chimera, and the Sphinx. Cerberus was one of their children, and definitely one of the most loyal. Unlike other monsters, Cerberus wasn't evil. He wasn't out to destroy the world. He had a clear job, and he did it well. Even though Cerberus lived deep in the underworld, he appears in several heroic myths, especially the 12 labors of Heracles. For his final task, Heracles was ordered to bring Cerberus up from the underworld, alive. It was the most dangerous challenge of all. Heracles traveled down to Hades with the help of the gods, and instead of killing Cerberus, he wrestled him. After a fierce battle, Heracles managed to subdue the beast with his bare hands. He brought Cerberus to the surface world just long enough to prove his strength, and then returned the creature safely back to Hades. Even in that moment, Cerberus remained loyal. He didn't run. He didn't try to escape. He simply went back to his post. Cerberus also appears in other stories. When Orpheus, the legendary musician, went to the underworld to bring back his wife, he used his music to lull Cerberus to sleep. The 3-headed god was powerful, but not hurtless. In many myths, we see that Cerberus is only dangerous to those who don't belong. To the dead, and to the gods, he's just part of the landscape, an essential part of keeping order in the realm of the dead. Over time, Cerberus has become a symbol of protection, loyalty, and even the fear of death. In some artworks, he looks terrifying, with blood dripping from his jaws. In others, he almost looks like a heroic beast doing his job. Modern books, movies, and video games often show Cerberus as a fierce boss to defeat, but the ancient Greeks saw him as more than just a challenge. He was a reminder that death is a one-way door, and that even the bravest must respect the boundary between life and death. So, what can we learn from Cerberus? He's a creature of balance. Not a villain, not a hero, but a guardian. A being who reminds us that some lines should not be crossed. In a world full of chaos, Cerberus stood firm at the gate, loyal, unyielding, and always watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful myths from around the world. And tell us, what would you do if you came face to face with the 3-headed guardian of the underworld?